freak out if.
Well, we're not going to tell him she's dead. We're just going to tell him that she locked herself in the tower.
We're going to learn from our mistakes.
Yeah, honesty sucks.
And so, hello.
Hello. We can hear you.
So the rune sword to go kill the king. Has it been discussed that for some reason he thinks that then the sword will take people out of the time loop for good?
We don't know that.
When Lady Arian was killed by the sword, she collapsed into a pile of dust, so she's clearly out of the time loop.
Oh, interesting. Okay, and then you saying that. So then the sword does then possess, right? So what Aaron just said, she turned in the dust, and the wizard wants to go kill the dude, to kill the king, so that he could be pulled out of the loop. And because in the emails it was mentioned that the wizard said that he wants to spend, the rest of the time with the chick in the loop, right? So then the sword pulls everybody out of the loop who gets killed by it.
That means that just all we have to do to go home is have me kill everybody, right?
Yeah, no, Horace ain't letting you do that.
I'm voting against that as well.
So as a recap of the weird love triangle or love square,
That is a love hexagon.
Love octagon.
Octagon, right? There are four key players within, four key personalities within the Tower of Kingspire. The first is the Crow King himself. He has a brother, Lord Ryan. And Lord Ryan was the original bearer of the rune sword.
Right, and that's who we got the sword from and dead down below.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Arian is deeply in love with Lord Ryan, and when he self-exiled himself to the catacombs beneath Kingspire,
she was super sad.
Tragic loss. She's been trapped in the Tower of Kingspire because every day she needs to repeat the ritual to send the tower into the Feylands, trying to escape the siege of those alien warriors.
Okay.
She's now dead, so there's no way to complete that ritual at the end of the day.
That means dead is dead.
Yeah, dead is dead.
Supposedly, and from your supposed just what you just said, sounds like that's the case.
Sure. And then there's the fourth player, the fourth personality is the Vizier.
Oh, right.
And he is deeply in love with Lady Arian. His request to the players was to kill the Crow King with the rune sword, so that he could spend the remainder of eternity in the loving embrace of Lady Arian, or the unwilling loving embrace of Lady Arian, probably.
Right.
We all been there. Admit it. We all been there.
So and when we were having pizza, and you told me, about some of the, that she got killed, and that said about this whole other thing.
I want to remind everyone that she attacked us. We were not out to do anything to her at all.
Well, right. So a couple of things just to recap that scene from the. I mean, no need crying over spilt blood per se, but so you had all shown up and into the wizard that Lady Arian's tower, the wizard enclave, and shared with her the news of the loss of her beloved Lord Ryan. She was tragically despondent about it, but was willing to carry on. And then Rydian had asked her, well, what can we do to help with this ritual? Because she was going out about preparing her ritual. And she said, of course, the blade, the sword, we can use that as a power source to help me focus and cast this spell more effectively. And then Rydian asked, okay, well, what can we do? And she said, well, let's see, blood. I need blood. And then there was a murmuring from Horus about, well, where are we going to get all this blood? And then she looked at all of you wide-eyed and said, well, here's a bunch of sacks of blood. So at that point, Gerda had drawn her weapon, and then we dissolved into a melee. That's the GM's recollection of the way things went down. It might be a bit fuzzy in terms of how it went
that's
down
pretty much how it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still sounds pretty self-defensy in my point of view.
Thank you. I'm a little defensive because
that's my point of view too, and I was there.
I led the party into a TPK, so I'm a little defensive because I feel we did everything right here.
Except telling her their lover was dead.
Well,
right, except telling the truth.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm neutral. I should have known better. Now, here's my thought: is we should go to the king next. If we go to the vizier, we can't tell him that Lady Erin's dead. We just say that she, the door's closed and she sicked her gargoyles on us. So that's all true.
Yes.
But he's going to ask us why she sicked her gargoyles.
We don't know. We still don't know, and that's also true. But we got the rune sword.
Well, the other thing is, if we tell the vizier that Ryan is dead, then he might say, oh, well, now's my chance. I'm going to run to the lady, and then find out that she's dead. And we might be back in the same spot as before. So,
well, if we have to kill everybody, then we go down fighting. But
so what if we're...
He said he could send us back. He claims he could send us back.
Right.
But the problem is that the total agreement's not there, and we're going to have to lie our way through it, potentially, with that hiccup, potentially.
Or, we just go back down to the catacombs, save the concubine, and then we just wait for the entire castle to get steamrolled, and then we wait for the barbarian armies to leave, and then just go out, several tens of thousands of years before our time.
That's an idea as well. So did you guys ever go back into that place to see if you could find the girl in the
torture chamber?
Dungeon level? No, the guys haven't gone back down to the dungeon level. The one problem with the dungeon level where the girl is imprisoned is there's that ghostly Gaoler.
Jailer.
Yeah, the one that almost killed me or whatever, right?
The one that almost killed Gib.
Okay.
So I'm just warning you about that danger. Mm-hmm.
Horus would love to go down and save her.
Interesting that a GM's warning us about.
Well,
things.
It's knowledge that you have. I'm just reminding you about things that
you
remembered from.
But you've got this badass sword now, right? I mean, that's kind of whacking everybody. And that dungeon is in the time loop, right?
It is. Mm-hmm. On the time loop, yeah.
You'd just be like, you just need to just do a little stab on the stabby stab and bye goal or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Right, but what is, other than getting the elf princess out, or whoever that is?
Maybe she's got some information.
Isn't that enough? Isn't saving the lady enough?
Okay, non-hormonal responses. If worst comes to worst, we're hoping she has some magic ability, and that's why she was locked away. But we don't know. Her. And Horus wants to save her because Horus likes to save girls.
Do we know anything about her?
No, except that she died later in the day.
Right, outside of what we were dealing with that day. We don't know why she was locked in there.
No, but she was locked by the Crow King, according to the Rat King.
Oh, she was
we didn't find out it was the Crow King.
Wait, say that again? She was locked in there, why?
I thought the Rat King had told us that the Crow King had her put in there.
No, we didn't actually find out.
Yeah, thinking back on your treating with the Rat King, he explained that the vizier is the lord of the dungeons.
That was it.
Implying that the vizier isn't her.
So Horus doesn't like that.
Free her that first time. She was near death, basically.
Right, and then she died.
Because I failed my role.
She had this beautifully ornate silver ring, which Horus collected. And Horus, surprisingly, it's no longer in your possession. When you go, yeah, the ring, it's no longer in your possession.
Oh, fun. Well, I think that's a cue for Horse to go down and save the lady.
Wait, I have a quick question on that very topic then.
Mm-hmm.
We gained things from Lady Erin in her tower. She gave us some magic items.
Right, she did give you some magic items.
Are they still with us? Do I still have the dice, and is the tapestry still with us?
This is a peculiar time. What do they call it?
Paradox.
Paradox. Yep.
Timey-wimey.
Yeah, actually, they are in your possession.
Okay.
So
maybe because they're arcanely imbued and bound to you now because you're carrying them. It's kind of unclear. The magic users kind of debate this at length for a little while.
Has it been discussed to go back down and let another day or a few or whatever pass and then go back up and feign no understanding of why the Aryan was killed, or didn't say like, oh, she's gone? Oh, that's weird.
Sure, you could do that, but you do know that Lady Aryan's required to cast the spell at the end of the day to re-enter the time loop.
Oh, okay. So we know that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Now, back on the previous topic, could we unroll the tapestry and have a look at it and see
good idea.
What is being killed by now?
Sure. So unrolling and looking at the tapestry, it shows much as what it did before, but your band of adventurers escaping from the worm, but then being overrun by a horde of those alien warriors.
Motherfuckers.
Ridian standing high atop a pile of slain bodies, hacking and hewing.
Are you sure that I'm not like holding the sword above my head, leading the warriors myself?
with a woman at your
that's what it shows
feet?
now. That's what it shows now. Yes, with the woman coiled around his feet.
Right.
You're like Thrud the Barbarian.
So are we talking about a rock and roll album cover, or are we talking about right? Okay, just making sure.
It's your one-way ticket.
I didn't know Ridian was a rock star too. That's awesome.
His hair stands on end now, all of it.
Oh, he looks like
everywhere.
A tribble in static electricity.
So I think that if the Vizier put her down here, then she might have good information that could be useful to us to try to get out. So I would agree that trying to go save the elf-like lady princess person would be a good idea. But we should probably do it quickly because the day is moving on. And
this is their last day. So
literally.
So, or as another thought, maybe the Crow King getting possession of the sword will actually save them from the hordes, and cause the whole thing not to fall down. Or do we care or not care?
Well, I have a feeling we're gonna have to kill the Crow King anyway. I just have this gut feeling.
You think that we have to do that? Okay.
I'm just guessing.
So the Crow King's ask of you was to descend into the catacombs to
kill his brother.
With his brother. To kill.
Say that again, Aaron, please.
To treat with the brother
and
to recover the rune sword. That was the ask. That was the general ask from the Crow King.
Oh,
so we've actually succeeded.
I say we go get the girl and then give the sword to the king.
No, that's my precious.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No,
if the king can't get us back to our own time, the Vizier can.
Supposedly, though, we can't really trust what he says. I mean, if he's that conniving of a Vizier wizard.
Good point.
If he's well
also, it sounds like the Crow King thinks he can take the sword and going to be stuck here. I'd prefer to be on the winning side and not the losing side.
Okay,
it sounds like
a lot of interesting points.
I think that was a good recap and a kind of a good planning session, or kind of some rough broad stroke planning.
No, lots of good points.
You do need a caller for tonight. I know it's been Nils and Peter in the past. So Mike or Ethan, do either?
Ethan, go for it.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I was gonna say Mike because I'm sick, but
Sorry, I stepped back on that volunteer thing. and I
pushed him forward. It was like,
and you were left up front. So
yeah.
Okay. Well, it sounds like Horace is hearing that everyone.
Everybody else took 2 steps back.
yeah, exactly. That's
All
what
right, well,
happened.
you're letting the guy with an intelligence of 7 do this. Okay. Well, Horace says it sounds like everyone wants to save the girl. So
Horace isn't the leader.
You're just the.
I don't think. Is that the way we're doing that, Aaron?
No, it's I mean,
I know.
He is in a sense his character is in a sense the leader for the party. He dictates the actions of the party, and he can do it in role playing. But you can also do it with player knowledge too, right? So, it doesn't need to be fully role played as to the nth degree.
But I do think that it sounds like we're gonna go save the girl, which is what I think we're gonna do.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that sounds wise. At least sounds humane.
Okay.
So we can use her as a hostage.
And with the general moral of the gang. So.
Okay. Let's see. So let's see where you all are. I'm finishing with my notes here.
I believe we were halfway up. 3/4 of the way up Shit Creek.
Right.
So who's?
I think we just escaped and had a couple million gold. I think that's where we were.
If I recall correctly, we were pretty much where the arrow is. We had gotten across the bridge.
Yeah, you had just finished all this conversation, all this discussion, everything is incurred within the wizard tower. It's been about 30 minutes since you've all finished that fight, kind of rested. Gib makes a sudden appearance, like, "Hey guys, where have you been? I've been hanging out here in the wizard tower."
On that note, did all you guys level up now that you guys played that last
We can't actually level up.
We can't level up until we get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until we get to a place in which we can do that.
Okay. So yeah, let's go save the girl.
Okay.
Ba, 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 ba.
Here's the party icon. I'll put everybody back over here. Ethan, you want to lead the way in which you're traveling?
All right.
And I have a new icon. I'm very proud.
So we got to make our way down over to the main spire. So I think we're going to go here. We're going to look to make sure it's safe both ways.
Look across with your hand.
Right. So the din.
Do we have time to search the tower?
If you want to,
guys,
search.
What? The gargoyles are going to be back in like half an hour.
We found a lot of cool crap last time.
I don't want to push it.
Okay, onwards.
Besides, I have a feeling that we have to get to the Sith lady, Sith, as quickly as we can because she.
That's true.
Now the good news is
she died real quick last time.
Still got some mushrooms, and that's not a dire.
Awesome.
Oh right, still have that heroic mushroom. That one.
Well, Gibbs got a heroic mushroom, and I've got.
So Horace is currently holding it, I believe, right? You
Oh yeah. So
Horace.
do I still have that stat level?
No, it's faded away. It was sort of a temporary effect. Let me see how long it lasted. So you guys have been adventuring for quite a while.
Yeah, just the travel back up the stairs.
Yeah, when you woke the next day, it's been at least 24 hours from that battle. The benefits had faded.
Okie dokie. Can I have the other? I'd like the other piece back, please.
You can have the other one back. Oh,
and on top of that, we had
no. I'll let the warrior keep it. The guy out in front.
We had several healing mushrooms left.
Right. Okay. Cool.
How many do you still have, Peter?
I have 3.
3. That's kind of what I thought it was.
Well, I have 3 listed right here. Yeah, we had 5.
That was sort of my rough GM count. That you should probably have about 2 or 3 at.
Excellent.
Righty.
Who's ready to die?
Would you stop that?
The Crow King.
Which way are you headed?
We're going to continue through into the main courtyard here.
Okay. So when you pass the... Somebody make a luck check for me. I don't care who.
Not Horace.
Not me.
Hold on.
Where's Hammy?
No, well, Hammy is down to 7.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Still better than Horace.
Well, Gerda's got an 8, if anybody's got better than 8, but...
I have a
Gerda's got
14
an 8.
luck.
All right.
Yeah,
You
go for
make
it,
a
dude.
luck
Give
check.
back in the luck roll.
Mike.
I'm doing that.
Please.
It's all on me,
Yep.
You're the man, Mike.
and I got to roll below it, right?
Correct. I was burning a lot of it last time. Beautiful.
There you go.
Nicely done.
Okay, so when you slip, when the party kind of slips past the viewing portal into that chapel with the stained glass windows and all those temples, you see the vizier sweeping his way down into the chapel, and the king like arguing with some of his retainers, and as he descends from the balcony, right? He's looking out into the courtyard, kind of gesturing at the tower, and then, turns and goes back down the other stairway that exists on the northern side of that area.
Excuse me interrupting, Mike. We learned last time that where those diamonds are drawn in the wall there, where we saw the guys came through the window when we first arrived, that's actually a chapel to these people's gods, and they seem like pretty gods. So that's what he's talking about.
They seem like what?
Pretty rotten gods. They're kind of vicious. Colleen.
Right. Okay.
Very metal.
Very metal. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Very death clock.
So the vizier's heading towards the tower. Towards Lady Arian's tower? Is that where he's headed? Or towards the Crow King's tower?
I'm sorry, which way are you going?
He's asking.
I was just asking which way we saw the vizier go. Pointing
Which
towards
tower is the vizier going to? Is he going toward Lady Aaron's tower or the banquet tower?
Sure, sorry, Gib caught sight of the vizier descending these stairs and then sweeping his entourage into the chapel here.
So maybe
You caught sight of the Crow King here on the balcony, arguing with some of his retainers and gesturing towards the Lady Arian's tower before he descended the stairs back over here. So you feel like you guys are kind of about here, waiting to cross the courtyard. You feel like you could catch the king here in the courtyard, or wait for him to retire to his chambers.
I see.
You could go and talk with the vizier here in the chapel, or
Or
the vizier is near in the chapel, I should say. You do also know that the barbarians are out here,
They're about to break through the wall.
preparing to make a sally up through these stairs. You know that from when you first descended down towards this dungeon level, and were like shot at by the hordes.
Okay.
Well, that
so
sounds
we
like we're
wanna-
running out of time.
That's why I say we got to get downstairs.
want-
Not talk to the king.
So just blow past the Crow King, or wait for him to retire and then go? In other words, do we want to be seen by the Crow King, or do we not care?
I think it'd be better to not be seen by either of them.
I agree.
Oh, right. You guys were going to go and try and save the
girl.
right?
Yep.
Okay, so you wait, and you see the Crow King's retinue kind of pass by here, and then you zoom back up to his chambers. What will you do?
We will, now that the courtyard's clear, race across the courtyard and start descending those stairs in the tower.
Okay. So you kind of go to here and then to here. Is that right?
Yes,
Yep.
Alrighty. Let's see.
we just want to go home.
Change your maps.
There's no place like home.
There's no place like home.
I'm back.
Did you drop
I'm
out?
having. Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Okay, so what?
That brings you down to this layer here.
Okay.
There we go.
There we are. Okay.
Yeah, and they're going to be coming. We're going to need to move fast because they'll be coming through
this right
door pretty quickly.
Yep. So we will make our way towards the room with the Iron Maiden and the lady.
Oh no, Hammy's not here, and he has the keys.
Hammy is here.
Not Hammy. Hal.
Who's Hal again?
Hal's the other thief.
Was that Cap? No, it wasn't Cap. Who's
My
Brian?
dad.
Brian Miller.
Well, he could have handed the keys to us.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
we
that
call
would
him
really. Okay.
I would think something like that would be kind of like party possession.
Am I? That's what I would think too. But am I rolling again, guys?
Peter's idea. Peter makes the luck check. I don't care which character.
Yeah, I think 14's our best chance.
Looks like a pass. Yes, you have the keys.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Whoever wants to carry them, just note them down on their character sheet. This is the
Rolled, I
problem.
think it has the
This
keys.
is the problem of drop in and drop out, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like the rune sword is not a party item, I don't think. But
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Hammy's got them.
very good. Hammy likes keys.
All right. Hammy's
Okay,
got
now that we have the keys.
So you know how to traverse the gates. I'm not going to trouble with that too much. Are you just making your way directly to the torture chamber?
I believe so, since time seems to be of the essence.
Yeah, how do we get this guy to not attack us? I think we just need to come and say, listen, we know you're here. This is the last day. There's no more after this. What do you think?
You
Or
want
do
to
you
try
go
to?
in there and cast a sleep spell on him? What do you guys think?
Or I just kill him.
Yeah, just kill him, and I'm gonna. But before we walk in, I'm gonna cast Eckham's mask. Just. Already.
Okay, so you guys, it sounds like you guys are headed for the torture chamber, and you're going to gear up for battle right outside the chamber.
Sure.
Anybody that's casting any spells or anything like that can do so.
I'm going to cast.
Yep.
Well, I
Or
can't
just
do
ready
line
for
of
the sword and
sight.
shield.
I can't cast my spell until he appears.
And let's see.
I'm gonna cast Eckham's mask as we're walking in.
All right, so who wants to indicate? I think Nils with the rune sword's another good one to deal with the torturer. Hammy and Gerda will head towards the Iron Maiden, and I will try to heal her.
Okay, I just
Excellent.
need to.
Horace will be protecting Gerda.
Okay.
She makes sure.
Okay,
I
so
just need to grab some your character icons so we can get ready for this potential combat if there is going to be one.
well, let's hope there's not, but I think it's good to have a potential strategy. More than just get her. I mean, it works for the Ghostbusters, but
Get him! Peter, you can drag Hammy's from your journal. You can drag Hammy onto the map, and that will create a new icon for him. I set him as a default for you. If you want to do that, or I can do it for you.
I thought I'd seen him already.
That was on the other map.
Okay, so go to Hammy, and what do? Just
Drag him onto the map.
well, is there a picture of him?
In your journal entry, where it has like just the name of Hammy, just drag the name of Hammy onto the map, and that'll make a new one. Like what Rydian just did with his character.
I can't move the word Hammy.
I can do it for you.
Yeah,
Christ.
it's not letting me move anything.
There you go.
I moved the word.
I'm back
character
in.
sheet.
Hopefully.
Yep.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yep.
God damn it.
What's wrong?
My internet's horrible. You guys keep on fading in and out, and I just got dropped.
What's your bandwidth slider set at in the Google Hangout at the top of the Hangout?
At the top of the
top of Hangouts, not Roll20.
Right. Okay. Where do I see this?
So
adjust bandwidth. Okay.
Yeah. What is it set at right now?
Low.
Maybe bring it up to medium or something. I don't know.
Okie dokie. Tried that.
Maybe that'll help. Alrighty. So who was casting a spell? Can you give me some spell checks on
that? Me. You want me to roll it? You want me to go?
He's casting mean guy face.
11, 12, 13, 14. That's a pass. So a mask. So right now I have whatever infravision, and I'm immune to, or I have a potential help against gaze attacks. So there we go. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
And
that gives you a bonus or something.
And it's a +4, yeah. So duration 1 round per casting level. So this lasts for 2. What level am I? 2.
You're
2 rounds. 2 rounds. Oh, that's right. And the miracle magic is 1d4 rounds after spell is cast. So I will do this. So plus.
What is that?
That's
just real magic.
That's not me. I don't think.
Not me either.
I blame Ethan.
Oh, I think it was me. Must have been something on Yahoo. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Yep. So my +4 lasts for 1d4 rounds.
Did you roll it?
Yeah, I just rolled that. Or 4 rounds.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so we all rolling into this thing?
I'm afraid.
Let's do it.
Did we decide whether we're going to tell the torture or just go in there and deal with it?
Right. So let me just give you the recap of the space. So you swing open the door. Hang on, right. So, and you see various implements of torture adorning the walls of this horrific chamber. Bronze leg manacles dangle from the ceiling. Brands rest in braziers of glowing embers. Thumbscrew rests in bloody brass pans. A large wooden rack rests against the back of the chamber alongside an iron maiden made of bronze. And you see horrifically that fresh blood is weeping from the maiden. Something must be trapped inside.
Probably is deja vu. It certainly sounds like it.
Mike, with your infravision, give me an intelligence check. DC 12. Sorry, Gib, with your infravision. Nice. Right. So the hang on, let me just make a.
So that's up 13 with the intelligence plus.
Good. Okay. Just making a couple of notes on the map for you guys. So the Iron Maiden is about here, and all along this back wall is like this gray mist. And Mike, you're getting a heat signature off of it. And that's what you guys see. So what are you going to do?
I can mute that to the
yeah, it's party knowledge.
To the party.
Yep.
That this thing's floating around. We're all ready for it.
I'm sure it's nothing dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not what it was last time. All right.
Horace shouts to his companions to brace yourselves, and then begins moving and following Gerda towards the Iron Maiden, because I assume that's where she's.
Okay, so
Right.
Horus and Gerda move to the Iron Maiden.
And Hammy's right behind her to possibly lend a luck if we need it.
Gerda, Horus, and Hammy. What are the rest of you
new
doing?
icon. Well done, Aaron. Well done, by the way.
I'm stepping forward and trying to place myself between the mist and the maiden.
Oh, well said.
That sounds like a cool book title.
It really does.
Between the Mist
Maiden.
and the Maiden.
Or at least a chapter.
Sounds like a Fafhrd and Grey Mauser title.
Oh,
What
it really
do you want to do,
does.
Gib? Is
I believe
Mike still on
Stone-
the hangout?
Yeah, I'm here.
I
What do
believe
you wanna
Stone's
do,
back
Gib?
there.
I'm going to get ready to cast a spell.
Okay, so are you hanging back by the doorway?
Yes,
All right, cool.
and also shouting at the same time where he sees the mist. Go.
Sure. Right. So a lot of things happen at once. Horus yanks open the. Is Horus the one that's opening the maiden?
Yeah, Horus will open it so that Gerda can immediately try and heal.
Okay. Horus yanks open the maiden. The Kith maiden collapses to the floor, pierced, 100 times by the needles within the maiden. She's wearing the ring on her finger,
Why don't you give her some mushrooms?
and
My plan.
and the mist starts coalescing into the torturer. What are you doing, Gerda?
I'm trying to get some mushrooms into her.
Shoving some mushrooms into her mouth.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get that going immediately.
Okay.
And then I'll cast a spell as she's eating.
Okay. So that's so you jam how many mushrooms are you giving her?
I'm giving her a dose.
One.
Yes.
Okay. So you give her a mushroom. She's like sort of like shaking her head, like you're trying to shove this thing into her mouth, but once she tastes it, she starts chomping down on it, and her eyes kind of open up. She's in a tremendous amount of pain and distress. And at this time, the torturer starts to coalesce around the in this corner of the room, facing Ridian.
So I'm going to, if I have time while he's coalescing, I'm going to try to go and stick the sword in the middle of where he's coalescing, so he can already be
Coalesces
stabbed
around it.
existing.
Hell yeah!
Nicely done.
Okay. Sure, you can do that. Let me get a token for him, and then we'll need an initiative check. But that's what a great idea.
That's how
Excellent idea.
you're doing.
You are such a chaos lord in training.
My official second level title is called Shaman.
Nice.
And you're not even using both hands. You're just kind of nonchalantly just holding it out there.
Yeah.
Going,
That's like the wizard's way to use a sword,
yeah,
right?
come on in. Yep, go ahead. Coalesce. Let's coalesce.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
I have your coalesce right here.
You're not about to be stabbed by a very powerful magic blade. It's gonna kill you. Why would you be afraid of that?
It's freeing.
Didn't that happen? Yeah, that happened at the end of what was the Riddick movie with the necromongers? Chronicles of Riddick.
Might have been. Did he stick a blade into something while it re-energized or something?
Yeah, the other bad guys were super fast, and so he phased out, and so they phased out, and he turned and stuck the sword where he phased back into.
Nice.
So I guess I need to get those glasses.
Absolutely. Not to mention his pecs and abs.
I don't think I can shave my head though. I think that's.
I don't think you
That's
need
a given. I already have that.
You what?
How about an initiative check, guys? Ethan.
All right.
I'm a 12 plus my mods.
Oh, Oh goodness.
Whoops. 12 plus my mods. 12 plus my mods.
I don't think
You're going first.
Oh, I'm a 14.
You're going first.
What are you, Ethan? Did you get a roll? Oh.
This is a good time to do it, Ethan.
Get that all out of the way.
Exactly.
All right. So he wins the initiative. But as he's firmly coalescing around the Nils's sword, it's an automatic hit. So you do your base damage, Nils, against him. And for two-handed sword, that's a D10, but also it's +3. So you can roll your damage. Let's see here. What'd you get there, Nils?
I'm not sure he's here.
Sorry, Erica and Grace are laughing in the background, so I had you on mute. So where I'm rolling for the D10?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage.
Woo, 12.
So that looks like 12 points of damage. So
Jesus.
watching around and like, "Dah!" And he swings this massive iron club at you.
Maybe I didn't think this out well.
I think you thought out beautifully.
Not when the club hits.
Oh, you'll be okay. Man,
No.
you're a Chaos Lord.
I'm a Chaos 2nd level shaman. I'm not. I've only got 10 hit points.
He hits AC 22.
Yeah, I think
Good
that
thing
was.
you're 23.
Smashes Ridian back across the room and into Gib. And you take how much damage do you take?
Just 1 point because he's hurt.
6d0.
You take 7. You take 13 points of damage.
I'm way dead.
Man, we're going to have to heal him now.
All right, your guys' actions.
Okay. Well, Horace is going to run and charge this thing.
How much damage did you do to him already, Nils?
12.
Before I killed you? 12?
Yes, 12. How did we get rid of him last time?
We fled.
We did a lot of damage.
What's that?
I think we did a lot of damage to him.
I remember you like running or something. I don't remember how you killed him last time.
We ran, and no, he ran. He ran because all the barbarians came through the door.
Ah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well,
so Horace is charging.
They're coming through the door again.
You're going to melee any mighty deed? The rune sword's sticking out of his chest, sort of out of his shoulder.
Ooh, use that as your deed.
Yeah. If Horace can get the chance, he's going to drop his normal sword, pull the rune sword, and try and hack.
Okay, so you're going to draw it forth and then cleave again with the...
Exactly.
All right, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay.
With your deed die.
Oh, man.
Oh, doesn't look good.
No.
So you don't... you go to drop your sword and grab the other one, but before you drop the sword, you like transition, sword from right hand to left hand and went to grab, and he turned away from you, negating your attack and your lead.
Yep.
Puts Horus up next. Let's see. There's Horus. Who's next?
Gib, you all right?
Yeah, I'm here.
You want to go next?
Sure.
What are you going to do?
Sick him.
Cast flaming hands on him.
You're okay. You might hit a friend, but go ahead.
Well,
there's a melee going on right now between Horus and the
so
torturer.
the spell actually doesn't. It just says it hits the enemy.
Okay, sure. Okay, that sounds good.
Right, unless you roll really high, so don't roll a 30.
The caster produces gouts of fire from his bare hands to burn his enemies.
Mm-hmm. Burn your enemies.
So just don't roll a 30. If you roll a 30, then we're all gonna die.
So to me, this sounds like it's a magical flame.
Sounds good. Let's play it that way. Go ahead and make your spell check. Are you going to do any spell
burn? No, but remember, I do have a +4 going right now. So
plus your level plus your intelligence.
Yep.
Nice.
Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Can Hemi spared luck to get this going?
If it's going to do some massive damage, I've only got 7 luck
You
total.
can spend luck, Gib.
Well, I still get my bonus at 13. Or does it go away? Hello.
Who you asking?
+1 bonus.
Oh, yeah. Is there a +1 bonus
what
still
you're
at
asking
13? Yeah.
Hope it goes away, but I'll check for you right now.
What happened to my sheet? In other words, where does the bonus?
You'll still have a +1 at 13. +1.
Sure. I'll burn a luck, and then so that gives me a 12 single blast of fire strikes one target within range of 1d3 points of damage.
It's the start.
Yeah.
No, the 12 Nils already did as the start.
How do I get to a D3 on this?
If you do slash roll D3, or that works.
Or a 6 and divide it in 2? Or...
Yep.
And Aaron just put up the funky dice.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Do I just hit the button?
Yeah, and you rolled a 3.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, 3 points of damage.
Okay, who's next?
Which way is he facing?
Gerda, Hemi?
He's facing the way he is. Is it clear on the map?
Oh, I see. Yeah, so he's got no back for Amy to go ducking into.
So, would it do me any good as my action to try to start dragging the wizard out or something like that, or maybe yell?
You could
throw me a mushroom or something like that.
You could do a combat healing. You could also feed him the heroic mushroom that you just that you pocketed from Horus earlier.
Because that gave you hit points.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. Sure. I'll feed him the super mushroom.
All right.
Good idea.
Nils, so you were knocked back by the huge iron club from the torturer.
Right.
And you land kind of bowl into Gib, who casts off his flaming hand spell and then reaches into his pouch and shoves this silvery mushroom into your mouth.
Okay.
With your dying breath, you sort of choke it down, and there's flood of power surges through you. I'm just looking back in my notes, and I can't find it for some reason. Here it is. So you gain 15 hit points.
So I was effectively at, I think you did 13, right?
You're at 0. You're
Okay, so so we don't go negative, right?
no, you're just down to 0. You gain
Okay.
15 hit points.
Okay.
And you get a +1 bonus to your AC and saves.
Okay.
You're immune to all fear.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
So like you stand up and you're like, ah! So you have actions now if you want to take them as long as
Where's my sword?
and Gerda.
Well, I thought this was all same part of the same round.
It is. Yeah, the players left to act are Rydian, Gerda, and Hammy.
Okay, well.
So I was telling you that you can take your actions this round if you want to take them, Mills.
You just nonchalantly put your sword out. You weren't actually part of the fight yet.
Right. Okay, because that's right. Because he won his initiative. So yeah, I'm gonna go claim my sword.
Okay.
And as I run up there and grab the sword, I'm gonna actually I'm gonna run up, and I know I don't have a deed by, but if I did, this is what I would be deeding. I'd run up, and as I kind of came up to him, I crouch a bit so that when I grab the sword, I'd use the strength of my body to lift the sword up and like rip up through the top of him.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Very theatrical.
Why don't you go ahead and make your attack roll?
Just a regular attack roll?
No, a 20. Roll 20.
And I'm sorry, and this thing gave me an extra +1 to hit? Was
To
that
your armor
mushroom?
class. +1 to your armor class.
Okay, all right.
It's
14.
14. You need to hit AC 16. You want to burn any luck?
I'm burning a luck.
All right.
Oh, Hammy burns the luck for you?
Yes, you get 2 for that.
Okay, so that hits, and then I'll do. I guess I do.
That is 1d10 damage.
Right, I already rolled, so I got a 9, including the +3.
Okay. Oh, that's with the +3.
Yeah.
That's 9 more points of damage. So, yeah. So you come creeping up, scuttling across the floor, stand up and grasping the sword, and it sort of opened up his wound even further in his shoulder, practically taking that his arm clean off. So that was 9, you did 9 points, huh?
Yep.
Oh, and in fact, you do take his arm clean off. It's like so much leverage and force, and he collapses. And you feel the soul energy from the fallen flow flowing into you, and you.
Can you repeat that again, please, Aaron?
He just the torture collapses, and the soul energy flows into Rydian from the sword, and you're now +4 to hit.
Wow!
I'm the king of the world.
Well done, gentlemen. That was good teamwork. All right. I'm gonna. Is she?
She's over to the lady.
This is still the same round. So Hammy and Gerda still have actions to take.
Well, Hammy was staying between Gerda and the jailer, but Gerda's casting heal. Shit, it's a 7.
Well, so
Or not.
Disapproval.
Hey, that's my first disapproval in a long time, I'm proud to say.
That's true. That's true.
Yes, it is.
But she's got a mushroom in her, and she's starting to get a little better.
Right.
Is she starting to come to consciousness at all? Because we got to get moving.
Yeah. The mushroom that you fed her like imbues her with some vitality, but you can see that there would need to be some heroic healing happening here to save her, right?
Well,
She's hundreds of times by the Bronze Maiden.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
She says she's like gasping, "Bring me to my love, the king," and the ring falls out from her hands. Ding, 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 ding.
Well, Horace will, when he gets a chance, will run over, pick her up, and then motion to Gerda to come along so we can get this lady to her lover.
Okay, so
do I have a round to cast another spell?
If you want to use it, but so as Horace scoops up the fallen maiden in his arms, there's this huge crash from behind you,
Shit.
as if the walls are being battered down.
We got to get up the stairs fast.
Yeah, we don't want to take the lady downstairs because otherwise she probably will turn to dust. Because she's leaving the spell area.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing, Ethan, or party?
Well, it sounds like we're running. So,
Weren't we going to plan to go upstairs next and go to the king, her love? And I think we might as well do that.
So that is where we are going.
And as soon as we have a
Horace is
pause,
running as fast as he can.
try and cast again.
You can try and cast now as you guys are running, Peter, if you like.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't want to slow us down when they're bashing in the door behind us.
You get to about.
And we lock those gates behind us too.
You can lock the gates behind you. They will certainly slow down the invading hordes.
That's all I'm hoping.
You guys get to about here, you know, as you hear the final crash and the surge of many hobnailed boots. Do you want to cast that spell? Go ahead and make your spell check.
Fuck.
Oh goodness.
Your Ildevar is turned away from you.
She's just tired. She's just tired. All right. Or maybe Ildevar doesn't like the kith. I don't know. Well, we need to get up the stairs.
So is the chick conscious?
Not really.
No, she kind of passed out, but she's not dead.
How many more mushrooms do we have?
I got 2 more mushrooms.
I mean, yeah. Okay, we're running.
You guys are running up the stairs. Are you running to the throne room?
Yes. We're running to where we believe the king is.
Did somebody grab the ring? That seems important.
Yes, Horace has it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Again?
Yes, again.
All right, so let's see. As you make your way up the stairs, you kind of have to fight your way past soldiers and archers that are descending into this lower level.
Certainly.
It takes you a good while. 2 turns, 20 minutes to kind of make your way.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah. And then, but beneath you, you can hear the howls of battle and, the cries for reinforcements and things like that. Right. The throne room. Let me switch maps. Let's see. The throne room is here.
So we're going to tell the king that his brother's dead? Oh, yeah, that'll make him happy.
First I'm going to present the lady.
Yes.
Do you guys want me to read the description again of the throne room?
Please.
Yeah, I wasn't here for it.
Okay. Let's see. That is 2-2. Here it is. The throne room of the Crow King. The stairs open into a magnificent throne room. Furs and skins taken from fell monsters adorn the floors, while trophies from defeated foes, including the head of a dwarf king and several human skulls, adorn the walls. The head of the chamber, seated atop a high throne carved from the heart of a great ironwood tree, sits an imperious elder kith, girded in an ancient suit of fur-trimmed mithril armor and adorned with a cloak of raven feathers. A mithril longsword rests at his eye. An enormous cat sits at his feet, watching you with hungry eyes. Flanking the throne are 4 royal guards, their eyes watching you with intensity of hawks. Outside, the siege rages on, but here, all is calm, like a storm about to break. The king looks up and says, "You've returned. You've been absent for some time."
Wasn't easy. It was a long way down.
What news of my brother?
Well,
Who has the good PR work here.
Well, I have a high personality, so it
Who wants
doesn't
to
matter.
treat with the Who wants to treat with the Crow King?
I'll treat with the Crow King. He treated with me last time anyway. He seemed to.
Right.
He didn't have open disdain for Ildevar. He just didn't see what good she was going to do.
Okay. Why don't you? He says, "Tell me your tale. I see that you have recovered the rune blade."
It was recovered.
And in fact, he names it. What does he name it?
Jimmy.
I see that you've recovered the winter blade. Trifing.
Winterblade what?
Trifing. Cool.
Okay.
Nils might have to go on mute.
Might have to with the little bit of the background noise that we're picking up there.
Yeah.
Oh, they're turning it off, so.
No, that's fine. And what news do you have for me, priestess of Ildevar? Bring me the weapon.
He doesn't sound good. He doesn't sound well. Well, we're going to step forward with the girl and say, we have found, damn it.
Your mistress.
No, the Rat King told us her name.
He sees you. He sees Horus carrying the maiden. He says, "No," and he races towards her.
She was in your dungeons.
Dungeons.
The
Vizier, and he cradles the maiden in his arms on this loving embrace, and he like sweeps her up into the throne and sits with her kind of draped across his lap, almost lost to everything else that's happening around him. What else do you have to say for yourself, priestess? Tell me this tale.
We found her on the way down. We were unable to save her in the first time we went by, but because, as you know, the days repeat, when once we'd returned, we found her again and did all we could to save her. This is where she is now, and her last words of consciousness take me to my...
I gotta relog in, guys. I'm having really bad lag.
Okay. So her last words her last conscious words were, "Take me to my love." So we've brought her here. Horus, give her the ring. Give him the ring. I'm trying to distract him from the Chaos Blade so we don't have this whole fight between him and Mel.
Oh, right. Okay.
Just to
Horus tries to... Horus pulls out the ring and presents it to the Crow King.
Oh, one of the guards steps forward and takes it up. Mm-hmm.
I'll try to hide the sword behind my back.
My sleeve. Okay.
Nothing.
He says no, trapped for an eternity in the horrors of that dungeon. Where is the Vizier? Bring him to me. I will have his head again and again and again.
Should he send us home first?
Yeah.
Let's see.
By the way, I want to tell them all about the giant worm that we dealt with, but too, it's all part of the story. I want us to sound good.
Okay. Do you want to keep going with the story? Let's see what else you can spin out there.
Well, I was just trying to really flavor it up, and I wanted him to know about the Kith who were down below, barely surviving, but his people were strong. That his brother wasn't leading his enemy against him. His brother's long been dead down there.
My older brother.
Oh, is there more than one?
Well, he's maybe, how much older? At least 100 years older than me.
Oh, so barely. Blink of an eye to you people.
Yeah, right, exactly. But old enough that he'd passed from this plane of existence long before I did.
Yeah, I just want to make it clear that us lesser species can do some pretty impressive shit, but also that the loop doesn't exist down there anymore. I, by the way, am not mentioning Lady What's-Her-Name at all.
Okay.
Unless asked. I'm not going to lie outright. I might obfuscate.
Okay.
Or
We're not mentioning that the time loop is no more. We're not saying anything like that. Nope.
Correct.
or that that you happen to take the brother's armor.
What?
That was no. It was never.
We're not talking about the armor, the sword. No.
Standing there with a sword behind you. You got a big bag of metal behind you. Fuck it, we are murder hobos. We are murder hobos.
Okay.
Hey, I saved a lady.
We're trying.
Fair.
So, gentlemen, just a quick question, a metagame question. Do we want the king to know that the vizier wants him dead so he can have the other girl?
Oh, do you want to relay? Your question is, do you want to relay to the
I think
to the king?
maybe we let him know that
the
vizier wants him dead, but we try and keep Lady Erin out of this so we don't have to discuss that topic.
I think it's a good idea, but we'll say we're not surprised, Crow King. The vizier had offered us to send us home if we killed you.
But instead, we have chosen to parlay with you.
He's the Crow King. We made a deal with him. He said, "Bring me the sword." He said, "Treat with my brother." We've treated with the brother as best we could.
Okay.
We kept our word to the king.
But, you know, the Kith don't really look favorably on mortal men, but you have done a lot in terms of furthering the king's own agenda.
Darn straight.
His true love to him, you know, this serving girl from the tower,
And tried to heal her, and I'll try again, but the rolls aren't good.
You want to try and cast a healing?
Only if he asks. I mean,
it's up to you.
I don't want to blow it.
Okay,
go for it.
But if he
Have
asks,
faith.
if he can humble himself to ask Ildevar's help to heal, then
he'll never.
Wrong of me not
he'd
to.
He'd never stoop so low.
See, I figured he'd be insulted by it anyway.
Right. So, Peter, why don't you make a DC 14 personality check? But I'll give you a plus.
I'm back.
A +2 for returning the maiden, and a +2 for relaying the visor's true. No, you didn't relay the +2 for recovering the sword.
No, we did tell him the vizier wanted him dead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So personality check, DC 9, please.
You got this.
12.
What's all the +6s from?
Well, you said +2 for.
Oh no, that was pushing. It started at a 14, and then I gave you a +5. So that
I see, but I had a +2 to my personality, so I rolled.
So
that
burn luck.
Yeah.
You're an 8. You need one more. You need one more.
Gerd is burning one of her own luck. Let's see, what am I at? No, I can't burn a luck. Tammy's gonna have to do it. Shit. Let's hope we don't need much more because he's not feeling lucky.
Let's hope we got a lot of sleeping after this.
Basically a bad luck charm now.
Yeah. Don't ask me to go to Vegas.
He probably thinks he'd do well in Vegas.
So I made it by 1.
Okay. So the you're basically well received by the Crow King. He stands up and says to you all, "Bring me the blade. I will send you home. I will keep my word before I slay the vizier myself."
Okay.
I'm going to look at Nils and say,
he steps forward with his hands outstretched. The 4 guards behind him are sort of moving in unison, and the cat sort of sits up and starts prowling forward with him.
and wait, we all
turns and glares at.
We all look at Nils in unison with the "Don't you fuck us, you crazy old man" look, but we don't say that.
We just look at it.
I'm not there. I snuck out the back door.
You're such a liar.
Horace was watching for, Ridian to run and just grabs him as soon as he tries to run off.
So, Nils, are you going to surrender the weapon?
Hell no.
What?
This is mine. I'm supposed
While
to.
you guys figure this out, I'm going to grab a drink.
Grab a couple.
Okay, first off, wizard, it's been a very helpful item, but let's not forget that you're a wizard and you know what these things will do to you in the long run. And you know that what you really want is a magic wand, all right?
what this thing will do in the long run will make me the king of the world, which I already am, and so he doesn't need it.
No, don't forget what happened to the last person who thought he was going to be king of the world in this crew. He got eaten by a dragon guy and pooped out in some gorilla city. So
Right, and we beat the giant worm, so we can beat the dragon if we keep this.
no.
Yeah,
We'll never get home to deal with the dragon if we don't have this. Besides,
If you remember, I am already thousands of years away from my home, so it doesn't matter.
it matters to us and we outnumber you. You have got to give him the goddamn sword.
You don't outnumber me because I'm the king of the world, and I.
Not yet.
Let me put.
No.
See, I mean, if you want to run, the rest of us will just lay down our weapons and just nonchalantly walk back behind the guards.
Let them deal with him. Nils who? Who is this guy?
Imposter, traitor.
Gibbs gonna plead with you that you should give up the sword, as he just saved your life as well.
And we saved your life last time too.
That's true.
Right, I've saved everybody's life, so goddamn, give him the fucking sword.
But this just happened.
The worm.
Nearly
Do
minutes
not
ago.
forget, the worm is going to follow the bearer of the sword wherever they are. You know that. You're the one who told us.
He's not here yet.
He will be here soon, king of the world. I'm just saying, he was big.
And that's why you're here to give him the command.
That's right, because I'm rolling 2s and 3s tonight.
Well, Horace, I'm going to go get something to drink because my throat kills me. But Horace is backing up and letting the guards do their thing. He wants to go home. He wants his mommy. Oh, wait, his mom's dead. Never mind. He just wants to go home.
I'm with you.
I will be back.
I need to get more iced tea. Gills, I want to get to level 3.
Gibbs gonna be backing up and pleading with you all at the same time.
Oh, I have an idea.
Uh-oh. I know what's coming. I'm plugging my ears.
La 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 la. Right?
Are you guys still bickering over the sword?
Absolutely.
What you wanted to do?
I want to cast Word of Command.
There we go.
Okay.
Awesome.
So let me give you what I was told is the effect of the sword on me.
I understand.
To achieve true peace for all, sacrifices must be made. Seduction of power and the good that can be accomplished by a benign tyrant. You must strike down your enemies. So you guys are becoming my enemies.
I'm just saying we're all a team here, and then in the long run, this thing's going to make everybody here.
Remember, you guys were hired to help me find what I needed.
Was the sword the thing we were going back for? Or was it the mirror?
It's the mirror, which we may not have found, but I'm happy with the sword.
Yes, I know you are. But you're going to die happy in this cast.
No. Yeah, cast the spell. Cast the word of command. Do all you can.
We have seen the scroll that if we do not leave this time, we will all die here.
But you remember, I was on top of a heap of bodies.
Right.
They will learn to worship me.
I doubt it.
Word of command. Gibbs backing away while still trying to plead with the wizard to give up the sword.
All right, Peter, go ahead and make your spell check.
Let's hope you roll really high.
Oh, no, it's only a 6.
God damn it.
7. Shit.
And Hammy's tapped out.
Another point of disapproval. So the king gets this quizzical look in his eye. He says, "Wizard, you won't surrender this weapon to me? It is kith by right, nor mortal man shall wield it."
It sounds like the sword won't surrender the wizard.
What do you have to say for yourself, wizard?
Well, as a player, obviously I want to... we gained a level, yay! Obviously I want to give it up because I want my character to survive, but
That's fine. You can,
No, I think it's fair what you're playing.
You can role play it to the nth degree if you like, but
No, it's all fair.
You know,
I agree. as well.
You know, in the OSR model, it's player knowledge, right?
Mhm.
That is really the
What is that?
I think it's my text.
somebody's
Somebody's what, dinner's done or something?
That's it.
it's player skill and player knowledge that dictates the success of a character
Okay.
in
Mhm.
the OSR game, not necessarily the results of a dice or you know, the effects of.
So you're saying he's not stuck having to keep the sword.
No,
He really wants to, and it feels like a good thing, and the sword is speaking to him, but he's not stuck with it.
Right.
So maybe if he sees all his friends are getting ready to cast spells on him, he might change his mind.
You're becoming my enemies? I know what I must do for my enemies.
Right.
Fine.
Okay, so you hand over the sword. The king draws it back and turns immediately behind him and strides back to the throne and plunges it into the heart of the maiden.
Ah!
She cries out in horror and pain, but a look of peace crosses over her eyes as she collapses into dust. He turns and like draws a huge arc with the blade, dripping blood against the wall, and like this sparked arch opens up, and you can see the foggy swamps beyond. And he says, "Go now. This is your only opportunity."
Gibbs running.
Horse runs.
Good luck, Crow King.
He,
We're out of here.
he as you guys dart through the portal,
It's like in Time Bandits.
he draws out this a helm, you know, from a nook on the shelf, and you know, dons it. It sort of has this beaked visor on it. And he says, "The vizier will pay." And he's like marches down the stairs. You know, the cat bounding ahead of him and his knights behind him.
So there's not the opportunity for me to like run past him, grab the sword, and jump through the portal.
No.
He's
He's holding this. He's holding the weapon. If do you want to
a
try
man
to
who
do
knows
that?
how to use it.
If you want to try to do that, you can. It would be a luck check to get to him unnoticed. It would be a luck check to grab the weapon, and it would be a luck check to make it back to the portal before it snaps shut.
And I have a feeling
Where's
that
the
Hammy
buzzer
won't
going?
burn any luck for me for this.
I'm already on the other side. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Let me check something real quick.
I've already left 2 characters in an alternate reality. I don't want to leave it
Yeah.
up to you.
Yeah, my luck's already, it starts at an 8, so I doubt that I'm going to be making any of those. All right, I guess I'll. Fine.
You can be king of the world next time.
Fine.
The witch stick prevails.
That was a very evil fine you just said. Fine.
I'll kill you all later. Oh my God, I can't believe we survived that encounter.
Okay, so you guys make it out of the Kingspire, and when you do find yourself return to your mortal plane, gray, foggy as it is, you're standing amongst the ruins of the Kingspire.
I like them better like this.
So
So
we still have the magic items that, like the tapestry, etc.
you do still have all of those things.
And the barbarian standard is still rolled up in our boat.
It is still rolled up in the boat. Yes.
Excellent.
Horse just kind of comes out of the portal and just sits.
All right, I've still got the helmet. You've still got the armor, right?
I do have the armor. I'm gonna get it fixed for me.
Yeah.
What time of day is it, Aaron?
It is noonish. Yeah. Midday.
Okay. So shit, I don't know what to do with the.
So you guys are back in the swamp. You do know that there is the village down here.
Right.
Right, but there were still
Here.
bad people there, right?
No.
The swamp is sort of dangerous. Remember, there was that huge alligator and the Walking Dead that you had faced. You did leave your boat here.
I say
any of the other players that had participated in Kingspire in the other dimension, they would have transported. They will have transported with you, so they're back with they're us. Not stuck in the time loop.
Thank goodness. Garrett would have been really sad.
So now it's just more about a question about what do you want to do now.
I want to be king of the world again.
I could have been king.
I say
could
we
have been
camp.
a contender.
Yeah, I think because assuming that this is going to be relatively safe at this point, we should camp in the ruins because they're pretty defensible, and because we got some serious healing to be doing.
I was thinking something very similar.
Horace is just tired. He walked out of the portal and just sat down.
You guys don't have a lot of food.
There's that.
Maybe have a few bits of cheese and a couple of pieces of fruit that you kind of nibbled off from the banquet.
Are you kidding? Hammy stuffed his pockets full of bread.
Okay, halfling-sized pockets.
And he's been eating it, I'm sure.
There are 5 of you, so I mean, you might be able to get by with a little bit of meager rations as they are that you have, but it wouldn't be enough to like really sustain you for any period of time.
Well, what are we looking at hit point wise? Are we all full?
I'm okay, actually. I got a couple wounds on Hammy. His luck is
fucked. I mean, we really need to.
A little disapproving.
We really need to.
Nils, Radian collapses to his knees when he steps through the Fey portal.
Okay. I'm going to give.
You have 1 hit point now, Nils.
Okay.
Radian. Of the effects of the magical mushroom.
Right. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Left behind in the alternate dimension.
So, Gibbs going to recommend that whoever's healthy enough and whatever, we're going to just make a quick check of the ruins, and then suggest that we camp the night.
Well, we also need to consider, where the nearest town is where we can actually get food.
Right.
Well, there is the village and there is the witch's hut. Those are 2 bastions of civilization amongst the swamp here.
I don't remember. Was there still bad people in the village?
There were a few.
Okay, so
the captain, the militia captain, he had escaped the melee that you had with him, but you had killed off many of the other militiamen.
Right. And we already know that the witch is already kind of sweet on one of Ethan's characters, so she could probably help out.
That's true. She is sweet on Horace.
We said
Horace is sweet on her.
I think the witch would like to know the story.
Good point.
Good point.
I mean, she gave us information to help us, and we want to say thank you for her information, but I think she lives right here, and she should know what happened.
Yeah.
Just an RPG thought.
Gibbs also going to say to look at the tapestry, see what it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He pulls out the tapestry.
So the tapestry shows the party traveling through some mountains and entering a gaping dragon's maw.
That's
held high.
Good.
But other than and then a descent deep into the earth, and then a horrific battle with some dragons, twin dragons, one green and one
baby
white.
Dragons. Are there baby dragons?
We're so fucked.
That's what the tapestry shows.
The tapestry of shitty endings. Oh my god.
Well, see, I'm wondering if this tapestry is that mirror that we were supposed to be looking for.
Yeah. Well, I told you we should have just stayed back there. It's not like we get any better deal here.
But I think this tapestry is like some sort of magical tapestry that like shows us our death.
Mm-hmm.
You said it's noon?
Yes.
Yeah, midday. It's now like 1 or 2 o'clock. You guys have explored the ruins. The only area that's the chapel's still there. All the and the altars are still in the chapel. But the glass from the windows has all been shattered out and strewn all around the floor of the chapel.
We lost you, Aaron.
Do you have me now?
We have
Yeah,
you.
I can hear you now.
Okay.
You said the glass, and then you broke up.
Oh, sorry. The glass of the chamber is the glass from the stained glass windows is like scattered all around the interior of the chapel. You haven't entered there. You're just doing a quick reconnoitering.
But we do notice down low in one of the corners, Hammy wrote his name apparently 1,000 years ago.
It's still there.
There we go.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So in the ruined chamber, hang on a second.
Because we want to know where that damn wizard who sent us back is.
Yeah, whatever happened to him?
But you see, you have no. Yeah, you don't find no. With the wizard who threw the thing from you way up here, right?
Right.
The tower is ruined and in shambles. There's still corpses in the courtyard.
Interesting.
The king's tower is collapsed into a pile of rubble.
So do we have any farmers in the group?
I think Horse is a farmer.
I'm just wondering if we could like have people of food.
Yeah, Horse is a
related-
farmer.
Well, I
Can
don't
I
see
go
why
out?
we can't go to try hunt some rats. I mean, if there's corpses, then
I was just going to say maybe scavenger or
Horse is a farmer by trade.
I mean,
check out the area for like edible plants and that kind of thing.
Gathering food.
Well, yeah, I've got herb lore, so.
Oh, there you go.
We
What was
stay
that,
away
Mike?
from the worms and the corpses. Stay the fuck away from those.
And the crocodiles.
And the crocodiles.
Tick tock.
so Aaron, Gibbs gonna pull out that helm that he's been carrying around and take a look at it. And
Okay. It's incredibly ornate. It's bejeweled in a few places, but it's armor. It's mithril armor. It's much lighter than any kind of iron helm should be. You could wear it. It would give you +1 armor class, and it would give you no check penalty because of its lightness.
interesting. Okay, well,
Ethan has Horace has the remainder of the suit. I guess you'd need to make a luck check to see if it fit your head.
okay.
Horace has the remainder of the mithril plate mail, and when he checked it for his side, it wasn't his size. Other PCs could certainly try to check it. For fit. The helmet looks fine. It fits you well. But it is.
But nothing happens to me if I put it on. He's gonna put it on. Gibbs gonna put it on.
Nothing happens to you. No. It's just a mithril.
Just another.
helm.
Okay.
I mean, but it's gleaming silver, right?
Mhm.
It's beautiful. So I mean, it will attract a lot of attention, just for the very nature of its
Yeah.
uniqueness.
Well, for now, Gib will wear it until he
Okay.
decides to sell it, or
Okay.
and then of course that gets split up with the.
And you remember what it looks like, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's good,
I'm going to grab a picture of it for you and add it to your character sheet just so you.
but
have
it's
it.
definitely not. It's definitely not magical, right?
It's not magical, no.
Mike, do you see how big that worm is in the picture?
Mm-hmm.
It's scarier than shit. I'd like to try on the armor. What do I have to roll?
Luck check to see if it will fit you.
I have an 8. Oh, now I roll a 13. Nope, not my size.
Well, Horace is gonna get it resized. We can just because I figure at least one of us should be wearing it, right? It is plate mail.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is plate mail for sure. The challenge is that it's mithril.
Right.
Not a lot of. It's not a normal metal that a regular
Smith would work.
A human smith would know how to work with.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you could probably maybe find somebody that could to work it.
Might get an elf to join the party.
But if you found an elf, you could. If you found an elf community, you could certainly. They could certainly have smiths that might be able to wear it if you could convince them that you were worthy enough to wear it. A man wearing
it would also just make a good bargaining chip when dealing with elves too.
That's true. It could be used as currency, as it were, with elves.
Well, I think either way, it's best to carry it with us and not sell it the first human town we come across.
Oh, I agree.
Okay.
So so Gib brings up the question about how far back in the past we were, and if we should consider venturing back down into the depths. Now that we're in our time, maybe get some more mushrooms, get some special mushrooms, or maybe find some extra special mushrooms.
You have a thing for mushrooms.
Absolutely. Wizards usually do.
Well, I think the passageway is like blocked.
Well, that one gate was still there when we came up around here because it was rusted shut, right?
Well, but I mean, when we went down down through the King's Tower, and that seems to be covered over with rubble.
That's true, but where the arrow is now was the other way to get through it.
Correct. But it was rusted shut.
Nothing that we don't think we can bust down.
Oh, but we have the keys.
I was just saying.
That's right.
So checking the doorway there, it leads into the torture chamber, but all the other all the other exits have been collapsed.
Yeah.
The Iron Maiden stands open and like tipped over. There's no bodies or appearance of.
What about the secret? The whole wall's gone.
Yeah, the whole wall's.
In other words, no, that part of the game's gone.
I love how Nils annihilated the jailer. That was nice.
And you annihilated me.
Well, but you had a team backing you up, so you came back.
Yes, thanks, Mike.
Team player.
Gib gave you the mushroom.
Well, gentlemen, we're going to camp for the night and in the morning head out because the crocodile will be asleep and we can get to the witch pretty quickly. Is that our plan?
Sounds like a plan.
I say,
Sounds like a
yeah,
plan
I
to
say
me.
so.
That's what we're doing.
All right. So for camping for the day, let's see.
Because we are really kind of beat to shit.
Yeah. Camping for the day. So for recovery, all the spellcasters can recover 1 point of spell burn. The halfling can recover 1 point of luck.
We get 1 point of stamina back, don't? Because remember we each lost one.
You can get 1 point of stamina back. Yeah, just one. And the cleric's disapproval resets.
Yeah, this week really made up for last week's rolls, didn't it?
I think that's everything.
Now, at what point do we get to say, "Ooh, I feel a little more levelly"?
So when you awake in the morning, you are leveled. So you can go.
My arm has grown by 0.5 millimeter in size.
Right. You can take your new hit die and hit points. Wizards and clerics. Let's see, at level 3. Yeah, you're gonna get a few new spells for cleric.
I know. I'm so excited.
That's a lot of spells for cleric. See what happens for the wizard.
And Hammy was around because we were down there so long. Hammy leveled up.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can gain another. You can gain another spell, Mike, but we need to find the spell for you. So there is a spell that was kicking around in the spell book that Hal has. And I'll grant you access to that if you want it. But it's a I believe it's a level 3 spell, which you could cast. It would just be that much more difficult for you to cast it.
Right, so it'd be like a die down or something.
Yeah, die down or penalty or something like that. Probably depends on.
Okay, let me think on it for a minute. So in other words, even though I level up, I don't get instant access to the spell. I've got to find the spell, which there is one present, but or I just go through the adventures and wait for the next spell or look for something.
Right, exactly. And the cleric does get access to the spells because his
that's all. Yeah, the god. Yeah,
her abilities are granted by the deity. Yeah.
But you can also play it in a very similar way in that they just sort of appear as the GM feels they need, it fits. So I don't assume I get them all overnight. I'm just saying from a player point of view, I don't know what the rule says, but that's just, I'm just saying.
What was the 3rd level spell that was found? I don't remember that part.
It's Eternal Warrior. You guys haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but you spending this time camping, you do.
Yeah.
Aaron, in the mill.
Sorry, there are 2 spellcasters too, so that could also certainly be applicable to.
We could.
To Ridian as well.
What's my die roll to find out what my new hit points are?
A hit die for a wizard is a D4, I believe.
So I roll a D4, and that's my new added to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
In the mill, there was the papers that I found. There wasn't anything magical in that stuff, was there? I can't remember.
No, there was a crude map of the Kingspire itself.
Okay. That was it. Okay.
And some ravings of a lunatic.
Right. Okay.
About the coming of the worm and all of this kind of garbage.
No, that's old news by now.
Right.
We fear no worm.
Been there, done
so.
that.
I don't know if you went over it, but I know you went over the general recovery. But we also, just by sleeping in that, we get 1 hit point back, right?
Correct, you do.
Okay.
Good remembering, Nils.
So I'm up to 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I will
heal you the next day. Now that I'm down to 0 disapproval again.
Woo, you can get up to 13. Phew. 5.
Oh, so you gained those back already?
I would assume so. But that also means I still am down 8 now. So.
Well,
the level hit dice you'll gain now, right? Because hit dice really aren't hit points are more like measure of your exhaustion and your overall well-being, not necessarily taking wounds and things like that.
Right.
Okay, so
suddenly when my warrior swings, he swings slightly better.
Right.
Well, you've had a lot of practice, dude. A lot of practice.
I know, including stabbing myself.
Exactly.
A couple of times.
You're good at it. We've noticed.
I know.
So now I get to add +3 because I'm a level 3, and a +2 because of personality. Correct? 2 spells. If I'm going to cast a spell.
Correct. Level plus personality. That's the cleric.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to try and cast healing on Ildevar. Yeah, that's a 20.
Okay, was that on Gerda?
No, that's on Nils' character.
Oh, on Ridian?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not hurt. So Iridian is just
probably adjacent. So
yeah,
he's chaos. So he's adjacent.
That's 3 dice. You can
3
have all
dice.
3 of them because you're level 3 now.
There you go, Nils. You feeling a little better?
I'm not the king of the world, but
I know, Mr. Pouty Face. But I'll buy you ice cream. Ice cream. Somebody shake the computer.
Yeah.
The
answer unclear. Ask again later. Thank you. That gets me close enough.
Oh, good.
Oh no, that's a bummer.
Damn.
The gods are a fickle thing.
Yep. Can I boost it up with luck?
No.
Can we shake Hammy's pockets for luck?
Okay.
Yeah, that gets him something else.
Horace is feeling very, very happy.
Yeah, he's gonna go visit his friend.
He's gonna show off the witch stick that got used. It's gonna be fantastic.
You don't want to know what the witch stick really is.
No, we don't. Really
Did
don't.
you
Ridian,
We used it.
where the
Um,
spell levels are and how I know
At the
where they
beginning.
go up?
is Ridian interested in the other spell?
I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm still a little bit unclear on spells and levels. At the beginning, it said I have at first level. It said that I had 6 spells
Right.
available. But do I only ever have 6 spells like my whole life, or is
No,
that
as you gain more levels, you get access to more spells. So
But how many more do you get per?
I'll tell you right now. At level 3, you have access to 6 spells plus your intelligence bonus.
Okay.
And the max spell level for you is 2. I am allowing you to cast spells above your level, but it's at a penalty.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
The
Okay.
spell
So I.
that you have found is Eternal Warrior.
Mhm.
One of the wizards can learn this spell, but it is a level 3, I believe.
Right. And what is it?
What does it do? Well,
All right,
it
I can
summons
look
an Eternal Warrior.
Okay.
I mean,
It summons
the
a warrior
idea.
for the day.
That's the idea that you
That's
got.
your command.
Well, my title is now Knight.
Eternal Champion, pardon me.
Pardon. Yeah,
Since
that's right.
since-
We end up with Elric or Jerry Cornelius for screwed.
And you're and Ridian's +2 to spell checks for his intelligence, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you'd have a better chance of firing that off than Gib would. So Gib's gonna just wait for his spell to come to him, however it comes.
Okay. Does Gib have any intelligence modifier?
+1,
Okay, yeah.
14.
Could give him +1 spell also. How many
My
spells do you
crit
have in your
die
spell
comes
book
up.
right now?
5,
5.
including invoke patron and force or invoke patron and patron bond,
Oh,
which
right.
we've talked about. We just never had time to.
We haven't done anything with it yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, my crit table went up to table 4. That's going to get interesting.
Oh, right. Yeah. And your crit range might have decreased a
no.
little bit too. No, it's still 19.
No, it's still 19 to 20. It doesn't pop over till 5,
Oh, right.
which I also get an extra die at level 5, so that's
An
fun.
extra action die. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, there's some other action dice. I didn't look that up.
Looks like you took a +1 to your fort and your will also.
Yeah. Yep, the big one was the hit points.
See, anybody else got questions about the leveling process that we've just kind of finishing up here?
Well, with the clerical spells, how do you want to play it? Do I wake up with 3 level 2s in my head, or do you want to DM them into me and have them appear, at times that are dramatic or whatever? Do you want to roll them randomly, or do you want to?
They'll be rolled randomly, yeah.
Okay, because you can also Ildevar it if you want to, run it as part of the GMing process. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, right. Just well, why don't you?
If it serves your narrative, I'm happy to let you.
It's fine. I mean, you can roll them now if you want. Why don't we just do that? Just roll them randomly.
Okay, let's see how many there are.
There should be 3 for you.
Right, but I want to see how many there are. I need to roll.
Oh, right. That you need to roll.
Because I can't find a list of them. I just found them in there.
I think they're at the beginning of the wizard section. Oddly, I think there's a table of cleric spells. Yeah, there are 11, Peter.
Not even funny. Is there a D11 on the funky die? Nope, I'll roll a D12.
Okay.
You just roll a D. Okay.
What is
3.
Cure paralysis.
Oh, that's a nice balance to having paralysis.
That's on page 272 for your for when you want to update your spell book.
Yeah, I got those pulled right now.
Okay.
Okay. Let's
10. Stinging stone.
Oh, that sounds good. I'm gonna step away for a minute.
All right.
What I really want is things like banish, bind. Those are both really good. The one we get to. And one more time. A 7.
Neutralize poison or disease.
Perfect. That fits her narrative really well.
I think so.
All right, I will look all those up in more depth later. And let me double check Hammy to see if I have questions about the halfling. Anyone else want to go while I'm flipping pages here?
Let's see. I'm looking at half.
Can I just say this is such a pretty rule book.
It's gorgeous, right? Let's see.
I already added hit points.
Yeah, and your attack modifier doesn't change. Looks like your crit die does change. It goes to from a D8 to a D10.
Oh, let me find that crit die. So now it's a D10.
Your reflex and your will saves will go up by +1.
Nice.
So you should be, yeah, plus
4
whatever.
and key.
And then your sneak and hide modifier goes up to +7.
That's the stealth. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And my information stays the same.
Correct.
And the action dice, that hasn't changed yet.
No, that hasn't.
My action dice is still a D20, which means if I'm fighting with 2 weapons, they're D16s, critting on 16s. But at level, level 6. So I don't know if I'll live there.
I'll be right back with you guys. I need to give Emily a hand or something. Sorry.
Yeah, I gotta hit level 5 before I start throwing in an extra die.
Yeah. Do we get extra attacks at some point?
When you get the extra action die, that can be used as a combat die.
Gotcha.
So, if Horace makes it to level 5, he'll start swinging. As it is, he's already pretty happy that now he's got a D5 that he's rolling his deed on.
Gentlemen, I want to say I'm really impressed with how we came together as a team.
Yeah, I second that.
I'm quite impressed that we survived.
Yeah, well, that goes up.
Yeah.
So both last time and this time, I was convinced we were going to either have another TPK or a 50% loss.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not king of the world anymore.
No, but you were for a while, and no one else can say that.
Well, the Crow King can.
He's
No,
still
he's
kicking
dead.
and when he says, and when the wizard says that, he kicks like some little pebbles in front of him, looking down. God darn! Not fair.
Pebble. He hears part of the ruin just crumble, falls down next to him.
Wait, Spock.
Not the king of the world anymore.
Oh, I was already at that for level 1. It's okay. Ooh, but at level 4, I'm going to get another level 1 spell. Ooh, and another level 2 spell. Guys, we have to survive more adventures.
I know.
Novel
I
idea.
got it.
We don't ever find a lot of money, though, do we? We're still pretty much broke.
Well, we still.
Yeah. Well, so Gibb's gonna pry the ornate, gems out of the helm. No need in keeping them in there.
Doesn't make it any more useful, right?
And we can sell those.
Well, if we need to, otherwise you look good in it.
No, it'd probably be better not to have it worth a lot.
So we don't get mugged.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't have to
also, and they were quite collectible, this ornate armor, because we brought some back with our previous characters who are all dragon poop now.
Oh, mine.
Sorry, I wasn't paying much attention to
Yeah. Gabriel's dragon poop. He's seemingly heroic dragon poop, but dragon poop nonetheless. Though this tapestry seems to be indicating we're gonna fight some dragons, and I know Horus is dying to get a baby dragon. So,
Well, careful what words you use to describe it. All right.
well, see, I was mentioning to my dad, and I think I mentioned it to Aaron that I really wanted to go on a quest to go find some baby dragons, so I could have a baby dragon.
Apparently, really listening. Yeah.
Hey, if Horus survives this dragon adventure, if that's what we're doing next, and he gets a baby dragon, he's just gonna go off to some hills and just live out the rest of his life with his dragon. He has accomplished life.
It's good to have goals.
Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry.
I was just saying that if this next adventure, it sounds like from the tapestry, involves dragons, and Horus gets a baby dragon, he's just gonna retire to the hills and live out the rest of his life with his dragon.
Okay.
Oh, timing shit, but I have the spell that would have saved you from that shadow bite.
Oh, so much. Oh, the cure disease thing.
Yeah, I have neutralized poison or disease, and a high enough roll would have cured Gabriel.
Oh.
It's like one adventure too late kind of thing.
We could go back and find the dragon poop and heal the dragon
A lot
poop.
of adventures too late, but hey, we're learning. We're learning.
Hey, if Gabriel had been, not shadow possessed, we might have actually won the fight. ...
Okay. Any other questions about the leveling process? Is everybody good?
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Straightforward.
Okay, so that's
More muscle.
it's about midday again for the time that you guys spend, Gerda communing with Ildevar. Were a few of you scavenging for food? I don't.
Yeah, Horus was scavenging for food because he just saw that his muscle got a little bigger.
Gib was.
And Gib is too. Okay.
Hammy will help. He's an explorer. Oh, now he's a collector.
Hammy will help. Okay, so all of you that are scavenging for food, I want you to make luck checks. But before you roll,
Oh boy.
let's see. Horus is of the earth, right? He was a farmer, so he might be able to find tubers or something like that. Some edible kind of things. So you can make a luck check and make a minus, and you can add a -2 to your roll.
Woo!
Gerda is going to look also, correct? No, not Gerda. Hammy's going to look.
Yeah, actually, Gerda's the one who should look because she has Herblore, right? Yeah.
She could look at the end of the day. She's been spending time in communion with Ildevar.
Yes, so she'll make, before we eat anything, she'll check it.
Right.
She'll try it herself.
No, she'll go, that's the wrong kind of mushroom. Throw that away. Okay, but
Hammy can make a luck check just because he's a halfling to see if he can find anything to eat. And then Gib was also going to search, correct?
Yes.
Gib, you can make a luck check, but with one die step up. So roll a d24, because you're a city guy, right? You're not a.
Ooh, Hammy, man.
Hammy found something to eat. We'll get to how much he found to eat in a minute.
Oh my goodness, he did something. So that's a 1.
Mike, do you want to roll a d24?
How do I do that?
Funky dice.
Here, just click on a d24.
Oh, there we go.
That is the first and probably last time Horus will ever make a luck check.
But unfortunately, Gib doesn't find anything. So Hammy and Horus, roll a d3 to find how many ration points you found.
I found 3.
D3. I found 2.
So that's a day's worth of food for the party.
Perfect.
Ha!
You guys could spend the remainder of the day searching for more food again. In
Gibbs
this
gonna-
case, Gerda can join you.
Gibbs gonna just search in general, just search for other remnants of stuff from the past.
Oh, the ruins?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do you last.
Okay.
Horace suggests we get moving so we don't waste the day's food.
I agree.
Where you guys?
We already got really lucky.
It's already
found all
about
that.
midday right now. So do you want to spend the balance of the day looking for more food, or do you want to start traveling?
Horace suggests we travel.
We could start traveling if we want.
Yeah, I think we could probably get some more food from the witch.
I think so. Or we have a day's work to at least get us to the witch of the village if we have to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, so traveling it is.
Plus, I want to give her stick back and tell her the story. That's just part of the whole RPG thing to me.
Okay.
Yes, I believe the witch stick should be returned.
Plus, who wants to touch?
What, Peter, you cut out?
Horace did.
We don't like touching it. Who knows what she was stirring with this thing?
Is that what they call it now?
I don't want to know.
When you descend down to the boats, make an intelligence check, DC 15.
These, yep.
Oh.
Yeah, so you recall there were 8 boats here when you arrived, but now there are only 7. But the one that you arrived on with the rolled up banner, it's still present. I don't remember where you guys left it. If you left it
We left it in the
over
boat.
here, or if you left it back at the crude dock, I don't remember.
But whoever threw that time bomb at us took off in one of the boats.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that'd do.
That's good to know. At least he's not around still.
No, he's just going to be an ongoing annoyance.
But it's interesting that he didn't go back in time with us.
I mean, he wasn't stupid. We make a lot of enemies.
I mean, it just makes you wonder what they were doing. If they were sacrificing all this stuff, he just threw something at us and then didn't do anything.
Oh, maybe he didn't even know what it was. I doubt it.
I think he knew what it was.
I think he knew exactly what it was and thought we were fucked. And we're like, ha, we kicked ass. We rule you.
Okay, you guys getting back in the boat.
Yep.
Let's see. Where are you going to travel to?
I believe the consensus is the witch hut first.
Yes.
I agree.
Avoiding the crocodile lairs and the swimming dead.
Yes, especially the
Oh,
fucking
yes.
dead. These guys creep me out.
Just like the bogs in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Mustn't look at the lights.
Except at least those things didn't actually jump out of the water.
They suck you in.
Okay,
Sure.
you guys make it back to the witch's hut. Wrong hat. Let's see. Do you want a description again?
Please, it's been about a month. I mean, only to us, not well. Actually, we went back in time, so
Who knows?
It's been about 4 days, maybe 6 days,
Yeah, it'd be interesting when we came back.
if there was a time difference.
Okay.
We
yeah.
came back before we left, so if you won't know who we are.
We run into our past selves.
that's always embarrassing. You never know where to look or what to say.
Let's see. So at the base of a rocky slope, where the ridge meets the swamp, there's a small hut with a thatched roof and mud and wattle walls. Bones of small animals dangle from the eaves like wind chimes, clattering and clanking in the chill breeze that blows mist in from the swamp. That's the basic description of the area.
Because remember, we might have changed time itself, so things might be different now.
What if there is
Star
no
Trek.
witch?
Very Star Trek. It might be. You never know. You never know. I'm not being sarcastic.
So Horace, do your thing.
What are you guys going to do?
Horace is going to go up to the witch hut and announce his presence in the presence of his party members and ask for permission to enter.
You hear a faint whispering from within. Come, come, my pretties.
Horace's mouth is watering, getting ready for some kissing.
Horace will go ahead and begin to make his way in.
Yeah, so entering the hut.
What's
remember,
that? You're getting ready to make out?
No.
So entering the hut where you have to stoop to enter, it feels much larger on the inside than it is on the out. There's a fire pit in the center of the room, and the walls are hung with skins of dead rats, lizards, vultures. There's all kinds of weird clay jars, and there's a small black cat in a cage hung from the ceiling, and tiny black spiders race everywhere. The hut smells of bitter herbs, burnt fat, and wood smoke. And the crone is crouching before the fire pit, gazing into the embers and tossing a log on the fire. She beckons you closer.
We've returned, my lady.
Oh, you have. And she looks up at you and she says, "But something is different.
I'm not the king of the world anymore."
Indeed." And she stands up and she starts sniffing around, and she sniffs and she starts sniffing Ridian. The blade. Where is that black blade?
We left it behind in order to be able to come back.
Oh, it was the gate that let you pass the Kingspire.
It was the Crow King himself who used it to send us back here.
Let's see. What's gonna happen here? What do you guys want to do?
Well, I believe Gerda wanted to tell the story.
Well, someone needs to tell the whole story, and we don't need to role play that out. I'm just saying.
No, that's fine. We can just tell me, like in broad strokes, what you guys want to do. Recant the story for the
and then I think we're giving her the witch stick back.
Okay.
Thanking her for the witch stick.
Asking how long it's been since we came by the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And then seeing if we can get some more food for our travels.
Oh, and then we should ask if she knows anything about this wizardy type fellow who threw us back in time.
Okay.
And the mirror. We should probably ask her about a mirror.
The mirror?
I think we did. I don't remember what.
Oh, I think you're right. We did. I don't remember what she said.
Should we show her the tapestry?
I don't know if we should show her any of the stuff we got, just because she might want to keep it. You know how well that worked last time with that damn sword.
You got a legit complaint there. I'll give you that.
He does. He does.
We all say, yeah, you've got a point there, Ridian. We got a point. That's true.
Okay, so you spend time recanting your tale of your journey into Kingspire and to the Feyland beyond. You've only been gone maybe 2 or 3 days, not long.
Well, we also tell her about killing those freaking thugs in the village nearby because she said they'd been kind of hassling her.
Right. Yeah, she's kind of lives as a hermit, sort of almost like a fortune teller to the village. You get from her that she was actually a girl when Kingspire fell to the siege of the hordes of the barbaric hordes, as she calls them.
What?
She
a long
was
time ago.
Yeah, so she was traveling with her parents when the siege was laid. When they returned, her parents were killed, and she sort of lived as an orphan in and amongst the swamp. And when the barbarian hordes departed, she just sort of stayed in this only place that she had known. And then eventually this human settlement sort of grew up nearby, and she would interact with them occasionally, but slowly, you could tell that she has this descent into madness, right? She's ancient, probably 300, 400 years old ancient.
Wow.
And hard to tell, right? At that
Not
point.
human.
She is Kith.
Oh, okay.
I was just about to ask that. Yep.
Yeah.
And she tells a story of men playing with forces that they don't understand. She refers to the mayor of the town as only that, the mayor who led his people into ruin. Trying to find a passage back to the Kith. And every time she thinks of that or kind of talks about this, she just howls in laughter about about him thinking that they would be his benefactors when really they'd be his tormentors, right? His torturers. They want, you guys dealt with them.
Yeah, they see humans as beasts.
Right. Inferior species.
Inferior, right.
She did see him fleeing up the road just a day ago. A few meager possessions clasped around his body, but he was heading further east up into the hills. And she encourages you to stop him before he can bring more ruin to the world of men with this forbidden knowledge that he's gained of the Kith and their magics. So it seems like he probably scavenged some artifacts or relics from the Kingspire itself, and that's sort of what's driving him now in his own quest for power.
And it kind of seems like maybe he's the motherfucker who sent us back in the first place.
Well, she says, did he wear dark robes and carry a... And yes, he wore dark robes. And yeah, he
bitch must pay.
Yeah, so he's clearly the
antagonist,
the cult leader, I guess you could say. This cult that he had built up around the village people about, opening the portal to the lands of the Kith and this kind of stuff.
And so this mayor that we're talking about is the militia leader that we...
No, not the militia leader, but the mayor of the village itself.
Okay.
When you raise the topic of the militia leader, the witch tells you, yes, he's that one has a black soul and a heart to match. Cruel as any Kith lord there ever was.
Okay, so it's somebody else. All right. I just was wondering if it was like safe to go back in the village if everybody's abandoned it. We can try to.
It might be. I mean, there
or we could just
go
kill what's
to
left.
Be had there. She does make you a meal, in a bronze pot and it's pretty bad, but it's filling.
It's the thought that counts,
right? But she doesn't really have much more food to spare, though. She does look at the cat in the cage a little bit.
Sunday. That's for Sunday.
Right.
Well, Aaron, while the food was being made, Gibb's going to find a suitable place to pull out his tarot cards and pay her gold to read him his cards.
Okay. You want her to read your fortune?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we can do that. She does offer you guys can camp here for the evening. It's about dusk now, or you could move on. You could go to the village.
Probably up for that.
Or you could move away from the swamp area back towards Landon Town, or up into the hills and pursue.
I can't help but
suggest we stay where there's somewhere warm.
Well, yeah, I can't help but think camping right here is not a bad idea since I can't think
Right.
of wants to mess with this little old lady.
Okay. Okay.
But Gibbs still wanting to go in and take care of the rest of the bad guys in the town. So
I agree. I think we should probably do that.
later on. Yeah, after we camp again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, did we give the witch her witch stick back?
Hell yes.
Okay, you return the witch stick.
Yes.
She
Thank her profusely.
kind of cackles with laughter and breaks it in half and throws it into the fire while she's preparing the meal.
So now we all got a little bit of magic in us.
Right. Let's see. Okay. You guys wake on the. Oh, sorry. So resting. Oh, and Mike wanted to have his fortune told, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. When you bring out the tarot cards, she says, put those away, and she casts out her the rune what looked like knuckle bones carved with runes. And whoops.
You broke up for the last 10 seconds. I couldn't hear anything.
She tells you to put the tarot cards away and pulls out the knuckle bones that she likes to throw.
Ah, okay.
The dragons arise once more. Share this ring with the black-haired regent, and she will favor you with her boons. And she pulls out this emerald ring from her skeletal finger and passes it over to Gib.
Can you repeat what you said, Eric? Yeah, you broke up.
Yeah, she says, the dragon arises once more. Share this ring with the black-haired regent, and she will favor you with her boons.
With the black-haired regent. Okay.
I have a feeling we're about to meet somebody next adventure.
Yeah, sounds like a dragon rising.
So she's given you an emerald ring, Mike.
Okay.
It does look valuable. I mean, you've never seen jewelry like this before. It's ancient and old, like she is, but that's all you can. But it's not magical.
Okay.
It's proof of Crone's blessing.
So Gib gives her 2 gold coins.
She looks quizzically at them in her palm and sets them down in the dirt by the fire.
Okay. Fair enough. So a question that I forgot to ask earlier was that Gib was going to try to take the rubies out of the helm when they were camping back at the castle.
Oh, you want to pry any of the gems that you can out of the
and then have those be able to sell, then dispense it to the group.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Do you have any special skills, or like you're not a jeweler and you're a gambler, so you're kind of familiar with wealth and value. What type of tool are you going to use to remove those gems? How are you going to do it? Just going to bang it with a rock, or
borrow a knife from somebody in the group.
Okay. We all have knives. It's what we eat with.
Mm-hmm. I eat with my hands.
I just put my face in my food.
Sure. So you're able to pry loose 4 gems. The other ones, and those are the 4 primary ones. There aren't really other gems. They're more like garnets, like little, very small, tiny ones, like smaller than the tip of your finger. They're more decorative. The big ones that you pried out, they're certainly valuable. And they're worth at least 60 gold apiece.
Oh wow,
And again, there's 4 of them.
cool.
Money. All right.
Buy you happiness, but it lets you rent it.
So if we're done with the witch, then I say we go try to take care of the rest of the baddies in the town.
Yeah, once we've rested for the night.
Are you guys going to rest and
Yeah.
enter the town in the morning, or do you want to go
Yeah.
now at dusk?
Yeah.
No,
We're going to go in the morning, and I want to get one of my luck back.
All right. Yeah. So go ahead and do your recovery. That's a point of spell burn recovery, a hit point of recovery.
Stamina.
Full hit die of stamina because of the lavish conditions of the witch's hut.
Compared to what we've been used to lately.
A point of luck back for the halfling, and I think that's everything.
Wow, I'm
anybody-
actually finally back up to full. I don't think I've on everything. I don't think I've been like that for weeks.
Does anybody's orifices of any type feel sore in the morning?
No.
No.
But when the crone lies sleeping on her pallet when you wake, and in fact she's dead.
What?
So to,
Horace, what did you do?
God damn.
died in her sleep peacefully. That looks.
Horace looks up where the cat was in the cage. Is the cat dead?
No, the cat's not dead.
Horace opens the cage and like gently pulls the cat out and starts stroking it.
Make a personality check. DC 15.
Oh goodness.
It's a panther.
Oh man. Oh, he doesn't have a mod. He's tempted to burn luck for this.
We're not taking a cat with us.
Oh, Horace wants a cat. Are you kidding?
So you go to release the cat from the cage, and you reach your hand in there, just kind of stroke it gently and draw it out, and you've gotten it just about out, and you're drawing it into your second hand, and it chomps down on your finger, and jumps and leaps out of the cage and runs out of the hut. Take a point of damage.
That's a typical cat right there.
Gibb's gonna search the place then if the crone's dead, and then say that we should bury her.
Well, I was gonna say we should. I'll prep her for burial or for whatever his Ildevar would have been. My thought was put her on her bed with her limbs crossed and then light her hut on fire and give her a Viking funeral.
Yeah, that seems probably the cleanest way.
Mm-hmm.
Because who knows kind of what foul magics persist here within the hut.
Absolutely.
Did you want to search it, Mike?
Yeah.
Why don't you give me a luck check? Oh, wow. Very lucky.
You find a 57 Chevy.
2-door. Awesome.
The full size back
Riding in
bed.
style.
Right.
You find a copy of the next module we're going into.
No, I find a spell that is super awesome.
I like the way that's going. Now talk
that's
about
good.
that.
So there are a few things that you find. The first is a necklace hung with a bird skull that's like got some gold plating on it and like pearls in the eyes sockets. It's worth 25 gold. And you do find like this it's like a log almost, like what you would throw in the fire, but carved into it are these arcane runes and symbols. And it like sort of goes all the way around this log. And the log is about 14 inches long and about 4 inches around.
And in the super far future, it's used on a television show called Twin Peaks.
Probably.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen that. Is that one of the motifs on Twin Peaks?
Well, this lady has a log she holds all the time.
And it talks to her.
Oh, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But this one is not talking, but carved with
runes.
Arcane.
Okay.
It looks like it could be some sort of spell of some kind, like a primitive way to not let.
Yeah, it's not a scroll, but it's on a piece of wood.
Yeah, right.
It's the precursor to the scroll.
So you can spend some time reading that at the next camping, or you can do it now. It'll take some study and observation on your part. That.
It's in the morning.
Yeah, and Ildevar is getting ready to fire the hut.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Or,
yeah,
sorry, he's getting ready to fire.
he'll pack it away
Okay.
for the next camp.
The torch that you used to the hut goes up like instantaneously. I mean, it's like Vietnam Zippo raid kind of thing, right?
Arson, something to sneeze at, Ethan.
Before he torches the hut, I'm going to pick up the 2 gold pieces that she set on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you're cursed.
No, just because I want 2 gold.
Yeah, good point.
Leaving those behind.
That's a waste.
Did you guys want to enter the village?
I think we should carefully go in there and at least plan to try to search for food.
I think we're killing the rest of the guards.
That
Yeah,
too.
fucking militia captain's going down if he fucks with us. And we're hunting down the goddamn mayor.
So entering the gates. The gate is ajar at the village palisade. There's no smoke. How are you going to approach? What are you going to do?
Cautiously, the bow's drawn.
Mhm.
Do we see any motion? Can we see any?
Make an intelligence check, Peter, with one of your characters, DC 10. No, the place is deathly still.
Okay, let's move on in.
No, you're not certain if there's anybody still inside, right?
Right.
Does it? Gibbs looking around to see if there's any fires, or because there was the ovens going off. See if the ovens are still going.
Right. There's no smoke rising from the village.
From the ovens.
Horace looks off in the distance to see if the watermill has completely burned down.
Oh, you'd have to get into the village to see that.
Oh, okay.
But yes,
So then Horace will enter the village off to the side to see if he can't get some view or angle on this mill.
Well, Gibbs going to recommend that we not just walk straight through town. We're going to walk, with a little bit of coverage to see if anybody's trying to sneak in, seeing if we can see anybody mulling around.
Okay.
Skirt the palisade.
Yeah.
You guys want to go up to the dock area or what?
Yeah, where's our arrow?
Oh, I'll get it for you.
Right here.
Okay. I was thinking it makes sense to move along between the huts and the palisade towards the dock and then check out what's going on in the mill.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So you pass by a few of these huts, and you're making your way towards the mill. And when you can get a clear line of sight at it, it has burned to its foundations. It's kind of a smoldering ruin, but it's not smoking any longer, right? It's been a few days since you guys were here last.
There doesn't appear to be anybody still camping here.
You haven't seen any signs of occupation. You want to check any of the huts?
Yeah, Horse will start looking in the huts.
Which one do you want to start with?
If the arrow's where we are, he'll start with the one that's right next to the arrow.
Okay, roll a d12 for me.
Okay.
Okay, so this ramshackle hut is silent and cold. Cobwebs hang over the door and the corners of the hut, and from a low thatched ceiling. The hearth is cold and untouched, with simply a rusted pot hanging over dead coals. I'll roll another d. So this is clearly in an abandoned hut. You know, nobody has been living in it for some time. Do you want to search it, or do you want to move on?
I'll search it real quick.
Okay. Sorry, roll a d12 for me.
Okay.
Searching the hut above the hearth where the old rusted pot is, there's a severed human hand staked above the hearth with a long iron nail.
Awesome.
That's nice.
Okay. Well, Horse will very slowly, cautiously back out of the house. Clearly, this house has been
looking
condemned.
around, you can see that there's a mixture of these huts. Some look like that they were like all of these right here are kind of abandoned, right? Like the other ones. Most of these over here are kind of abandoned, though the ones on the far side look like a little more well kept.
So the ones on the far side are more likely to belong to villagers who just were recently sacrificed.
Or were the soldiers that killed them.
Or staying.
Good point.
So Gibbs going to suggest we search all of them.
Good idea.
Horse agrees.
Okay, many of them are. So there's this mixture of huts. Are you guys going to spend? Are you going to search every hut in the village?
We're going to at least look in all of
Yeah.
them.
Okay, it takes you about pretty much all day to do that. Maybe half the day. Let's say it takes you half the day to do that.
But it's been abandoned then totally. There's
you don't find
there's
any.
no
You don't
soldiers.
find. There's no occupation. But Mike, why don't you roll 2d12 for me? And Nils, you can do the same.
Okay.
Once we finish with Mike. So
the first one's a 4.
And the other one's an 8.
And then
So in one of the abandoned huts, you find a weapon cache hidden underneath the floor in the back of the hut. Like basically, kind of worthless items scavenged from the battlefields around the Kingspire.
Weapons we recognize.
Yeah. You do find, but what you do find includes a pair of pitted and scarred short swords, a dozen spear tips, and a rusted chain halberd. That's like a suit of chainmail. Let's see, and in one of the occupied huts, the ones that were kind of more recently lived in, you find a tray of maggoty sweetmeats. Sweetmeats are basically like
candied or honeyed.
Honeyed giblets, basically, brains and gizzards and whatnot.
So Gib is also going to tell the group that he's going to go try to see if he can get back to that the cellar door.
Oh, underneath the watermill. Okay.
Yeah, to see if that's accessible within any reasonable amounts, or he's just going to go look there. He's going to go search it.
Okay, search around that area. All right, Nils. Let's see what the rest of the party turned up in the search of the village. 10 and a 7. So across a number of the abandoned huts, many of them have a large X drawn across their doorways in charcoal.
Okay.
And in one of the inhabited huts, you find a wooden block that's been carved to resemble a terrible dragon curling around to devour itself. It's like kind of like a work in progress, like a woodcarver's project.
Okay.
All right. So searching out the
burnt down mill.
Burnt down mill.
Good memory there, Mike.
Well, Gib was trying to pull up on it while it was, starting to get fired. So he's still like, as a gambler, like, what was in there? And then remember, he looked underneath the piers to see that it was like a bricked storage area.
Okay. That area that you remember, let's see if you make a luck check to see if it's accessible in the crumbled ruins. It is not. That area is like
there's magic stone
Jesus
wall that's
Christ,
been erected.
I roll a 1 and then I roll a 20.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
The odds are a
Fair
fickle
enough.
thing. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, out of all the searching, was there any food that we found, which was the main reason we were going?
There are
Food that we eat.
Yes.
there are a few burnt those wafery crackers in the ovens that they're long cold. And these wafery crackers they're very overdone, right? They were just left in the ovens, abandoned when you guys basically murdered everybody.
And wasn't these the ones that the mutant guy was making with the
Grinding
bones
it.
of the
From people, yeah.
Yeah, Horace will pass on that.
Soylent Green?
I remember that conversation.
Well, I guess we'll have to leave those.
So about the ruins that I wasn't clear about, the access to you remember there was like a trap door that you found in that
I tried to pull up on it and it
that
didn't.
southeast corner of the
Right.
of the
No.
of the mill, and it seemed like it was leading down beneath the mill.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So your attempt to get up from the top wasn't successful. That's what's your luck check. You might be able to access it from the foundational level.
From the side.
Yeah.
Because you did say that when we were boating away, we could see the brick area. So
yeah.
Gibbs going to mention that to the group that if we want to all take a look at it from the river side.
Yeah, from the river. So it's like much of the foundation is like set, in stakes above that, but this part is stone and it goes down and sort of to the southwest away from the river. And it looks like almost like a cellar. And maybe you could dig away at it, you think, from the outside and get into that space beneath the building.
Gibbs gonna put the proposition to the group if we want to.
Horace is willing to start working on it.
I find it a fascinating prospect.
So it's a light stone wall. How do you plan to knock it down, Horace?
Gibbs gonna say to use those weapons that we found so we don't damage our own.
Oh, did somebody take those weapons up? Is somebody carrying those?
We could just remember where they were and go back and get them.
They're just a couple of like old rusted short swords.
Yeah.
Perfect for dipping at the grout between the bricks.
Is the mallet that the Igor was using still in existence?
Oh, that's in the charred ruin.
Igor.
Okay.
Igor.
Well,
Right,
go
up
look.
there.
You might be able to find it. Who knows?
Yeah, you could search for it if you want. Make a luck check, Nils. Ridian.
But
Okay. No, I missed. Oh, actually, no. I missed it by one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much charred, ruiny rubble.
Okay.
You're able to kind of pry a few of the bricks loose and then start crawling into there. And this is a root cellar. And you can, the inside are these tubers, kind of similar to what you found out, like almost like a potato, but longer and stockier, like more like rhubarb or something. It's food. It's a starch food, and a bit of it's been roasted. But you keep digging through there and keep pulling until you get back to sort of the back of this root cellar, and there are at least 24 of them that are still in good shape.
Yeah, Horace will use his farming background to identify the good tubers from the bad ones.
The bad ones are like edible now, right? They've been
cooked.
They've been baking in this oven of the mill for a couple of days, and they've been slowly roasted and actually quite tasty.
Okay. So,
but you guys did find rations for. Let's see here. Um, 18 units of provisions. So that's
3 days, 3.5 days.
Yeah, 3 days
divided amongst your party now.
Plus the other day's rations that we found earlier, so we're at about 4 days of rations.
You did not eat those. Yeah, so 4 days worth of rations. So go ahead and note. You guys can note down 4 days worth of rations on your character sheet. But this is crap food, right? It's like
potato chips.
But it's food.
No, it's like a baked potato. Baked potato without any
is
of
this the tubers that we're talking about, or did we also find actual like tack rations?
No, this is just 4 points of rations that you found. You found 18 of these tubers. You figure 1 tuber is enough to sustain a man for 1 day. There's about 6 of you in your party, so that's 3
right.
plus the other tubers and crappy food that you found when you were out in the marsh. That's how you get to 4 days.
It may be crappy, but it's
the witch fed you yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So that's how we get to 4 rations each. But just make a note on your character sheet that the quality's poor or something like that.
Right.
Not especially yummy.
It's not French fries. It hasn't been dipped in oil.
So do we want to head off towards the direction that that guy fled?
Damn straight.
So.
Okay.
Well,
we gotta practice fighting dragons. When we actually go kill Dragon Lady, we're more experienced.
Before we do, I mean, we've got this. Seems like a quest on a quest because my original quest was to go find this mirror for the Dragon Lady, and we might have it. And I mean, yeah, we probably don't want these bad people to be doing bad things, but just wanting to point out that we kind of may have got what we came for.
In other words, the tapestry.
So we'll put it to the group. Put it to a vote.
But I'm the king of the world. I don't need to put it to a vote.
Well, you don't have a sword anymore. So those
and you don't have the tapestry.
Those illusions of grandeur have quickly faded.
Well, I still have a sword in my mind.
That's why you're kicking the stones on the ground, looking down and lonely and mad that it's all gone. You're just like, oh, nothing's worth doing anymore.
I still have a sword in my mind.
You're even questioning whether or not the quest is even relevant anymore. You're so depressed.
Well, but also do realize that she's allegedly watching us, and
even that you don't care about anymore.
This guy's been using Kith magics, and I'm wondering if he has the mirror.
Oh, that could be. That's a good point. All right, so let's solve that way, and I'll go along with you.
The tapestry isn't necessarily the mirror.
Good point.
No, I don't think it is. And from a metagame point of view, the tapestry is part of the tower and
With
the
pure
mirror
luck.
is part of a different module.
I think the tapestry was
So-
metagame pure luck.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Gibbs foregoing after the cloaked
Okay.
time traveling bad guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time traveling
Morris is all
bad guy.
for going after him.
So there we go.
All right. So this is probably a good place for us to stop, and we can start the next adventure next week. So, but as sort of a, broad strokes wise, you guys head east off into the hills, which slowly start to become more and more rugged, and then you can see kind of mountains off in the distance. It feels like every once in a while you catch sight of two figures. You climb to the top of one of these hills and you look out across the kind of the terrain, and you can catch little bits of movement, like two figures both dressed in black, and they're and occasionally you catch sight of them watching you. And when they do, they turn and dash off, kind of thing. But this is, you're like seeing them miles distance.
Yeah. They're
You
scared
still
of
have,
us.
you still have a food problem. You kind of have meager subsistence. So something to think about until next week about how to solve that problem.
Find a drive-through.
Find a drive-through a village or something like that.
I'm thinking we just call up Uber Eats and have them deliver.
Oh yeah. Five Guys.
Or Diner Dash.
There you go.
So how about pros and cons? Did you want to say something, Mike?
Yeah, I wanted to say if we're doing a camping, Gib was gonna study that log.
Oh, right. So you guys do have those two spells. Bridian, do you want to add the Eternal Champion to your repertoire?
Not yet. It's gonna. Looking at the spells, their successes go up as quickly as you gain bonuses because of your level.
Mhm.
So I think you need like a 16 to just basically succeed
Mhm.
on a level 3, and with whatever minuses, that's going to be really hard. So I would rather hold on to it and make it, and then putting it in our book right now.
Save it for later.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. Makes sense.
And the other thing is, it's not an instant thing. You have to actually go to sleep with it, and you dream of your warrior, and so it's not like
Mm.
yeah. So
Interesting. Okay. Mike, do you want to roll your new spell for the
Sure.
wooden log that you found with that amazing luck roll earlier?
Yeah.
And this can be a level 2 spell. Wizards. Roll a d24 for me.
Oh my god, I'm so excited we lived.
11.
I think it's the
Locate
first time we've lived
object.
through a major adventure. Hey, you
I've
locate
had.
object on the mirror.
Nils is the only one batting 1,000.
That's on page 78.
What'd you say, Aaron?
I said the spell is locate object on page 178.
Okay, cool.
Well, there you go.
So now
Cast
you
it
can
for the
find a
mirror.
Right. Let's see. Okay, so how about pros and cons for the night? Why don't we start with the party caller, Ethan?
Pro, we survived.
Hmm.
I don't have to roll up a new character. Con would be that I was sick,
Oh, okay.
so I kept sneezing and coughing.
Nils, how about you?
Pro is being able to rip somebody in half again. Con is losing my sword.
On the plus side, your hair is back to its normal.
I know, but that was so cool.
It was pretty darn cool.
We'll get you some moose.
We'll get that afro going again.
Mike?
Pros that we were able to get back into our own time, clearly, right? That the king solved it. Really no cons, in my opinion.
Okay.
Your sound problems.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Internet connections.
Fuck you,
But
internet.
I was talking purely in-game stuff. There.
Right.
Sure. Peter?
Pro to me, a big pro was that we had some really fun role-playing time. Like I really enjoyed the Crow King interaction there. That was a lot of fun, and I really liked how we got to close it all up with the witch. You know, we had
that was nice.
that moment of standing there with her hut burning there and us silhouetted. I just had this vision, you know, just really, those were really highlights. I really enjoyed those. And only con really, kind of with Mike, but I just like, I wish we'd had a few of our other players. So this would have been fun. But it's a really group. But a con, I don't really have one this time. My rolls, I had some shit rolls to make up for my great rolls last week.
Oh, right. Yeah, you were like picking up disapproval there left and right.
Yeah, it was the exact opposite.
Yeah, so for
Fire
me,
nice.
I really liked the Crow King finale. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And on the con side, and Nils sticking the sword into the coalescing torture. That was so awesome. It's like kind of
just holding
just like holding it
like
there.
Yeah, okay.
Sort of like with one hand, you know, sort of shoulder.
Well, I guess I'd have to add another pro would be Mike saving my
Mike's
body
with the heroic mushroom. Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. And then con, I don't know. I felt like it was a good session all over. Maybe Mike's tech problems that kind of sucked. But you know, overall, I think we made it work again tonight. So thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, thanks for hosting.
And we'll do it again next week.
Yes,
so just to let you know, there's a good chance I won't make it next week because I'm going to be probably driving back from Pleasanton that night. So
you can join on your phone.
Oh my God! Hands-free mic.
I'm just teasing, Nils. That's okay. You know, it is drop in and drop out. So
yeah,
we'd miss you for sure. But if you can join us, great. Even if it's late, join us.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
And I meant what I said. The next Chaos Blade we find is yours.
Don't remind me.
Horse was glad he didn't have to use the Chaos Blade because he's lawful and it just wouldn't have worked.
I was waiting to find out what happened when you grabbed a hold of that thing, I'll be honest.
I know. I was kind of sitting there going, should I grab it? Should I not? It's a +3.
Now, you should have used your shield to hammer it further into his arm is what you should have done.
Yeah? Well, my roll wasn't going to help anything. With my roll, I would have just hammered it into my own foot again.
Okay, good point.
Okay, guys, I'm signing off. Have a good night.
Yep.
Bye.
Same here. I need to sleep and rest.
Good night, all.